So let's talk about Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor um, is still technically the undisputed champion of the world because he hasn't really lost a fight technically. I mean, I think a lot of us thought he lost against Jack Catterall. But anyway, uh, Josh Taylor, as you guys can tell by the title of the video, has decided to vacate the WBC 140-pound belt. He has already vacated the WBA belt. If you guys don't know that, if you look at the 140-pound division, Taylor, hasn't really lost yet. So technically lost. He hasn't really technically lost. So he vacated the WBA belt to avoid his mandatory Alberto Preo, and now he's vacating the WBC belt to avoid his mandatory Jose Zepeda, because apparently he needs to vacate those belts if he wants to get a rematch with Jack Catterall, because that's what he wants to do. Get a rematch with Jack Catterall. Like I mentioned earlier, most of us or most people thought Catterall won that fight. I thought he won that fight. It was arguably close, but Taylor, man, I don't know, man. I think the styles, the stances was just not right for Taylor in that fight. But he wants to redeem himself, so it looks like he's trying to get the Catterall fight, and hopefully we do get the Catterall fight again, because why not? Why not? And with Taylor vacating 2 belts, he still holds the other 2 belts. He still holds the Ring Magazine belt and the WBO and IBF belt. So I guess those will be on the line when he fights Catterall. And yeah, it is what it is. 2 belts are now vacant, and with the WBC belt vacated, this fight has been ordered. A rematch between Jose Ramirez and Jose Zepeda, which is not a bad fight if you ask me. Jose Ramirez and Jose Zepeda are the next 2 in line, number 1 and number 2. So I guess it makes sense for them to fight each other. Regis Prograis is ranked number 3 by the WBC. Regis is not happy about this. If you follow him on social media, he's like, what the fudge? He's really pissed off about it. Can't blame him because, he's one of the top fighters at 140 pounds. I feel like the reason why he wasn't highly ranked compared to Zepeda and Ramirez. Well, one's because he's not Mexican, and 2 is because his last 2 fights were not the best fights, I would say. And he hasn't really been that active, fighting once a year the past few years. And his last fight was against Tyron McKenna, which is not really that big of a fight. And plus, he's with Probellum Promotions. Probellum is pretty much a promotional company by Daniel Kinahan, who is currently being hunted by the United States government. So, yeah. So, anyway, Regis Prograis, I wish Regis Prograis would get a big fight. I really do. Hopefully he does and eventually fight one of these big names at 140 pounds. But it's looking like Jose Ramirez and Jose Zepeda will be the one fighting for that vacant belt. Zepeda has been doing spectacular since the first fight with Ramirez a few years ago. Has won fight after fight against Pedraza, Baranchik, Hank Lundy, Josue Vargas. Some really good wins from Zepeda. Jose Ramirez lost that WBC belt to Josh Taylor last year, and it was a tough loss. It was a tough loss for Ramirez, first loss in his career, but he was able to rebound against Pedraza, and now here he is fighting for that belt that he lost to Taylor, the vacant belt that he lost to Taylor. And I think it will be another competitive fight, this rematch between Ramirez and Zepeda, but hopefully the winner will fight Regis Prograis. That's the hope. And who knows what will happen with this, if we'll actually see it or not. I hope we get to see it. Please, why not? and yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'll keep you guys updated on the whole situation. Just know that Taylor's no longer the WBC and WBA champ. And now Ramirez and Zepeda will be fighting for that vacant WBC. When it comes to the WBA, I haven't really come across any info on it, but I'm guessing Preo and Barroso will be fighting for that vacant WBA belt. I think they asked the top 15 to send them a letter explaining who deserves to fight for that vacant belt first. I think that's what they did. So who knows? Maybe if Regis Prograis sent a letter to the WBA, maybe he might get a shot for that vacant belt. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, let me know your thoughts and comments. What do you guys think about Taylor vacating the WBC belt? And what do you guys think about this rematch between Ramirez and Zepeda? Let me know your thoughts and comments. Thanks for listening and watching. And like always, have a great day. All right, thanks.